Hi, I'm Sheila from Bluebird Valley Art. Welcome to my acrylic pouring bookmark tutorial. Just an explanation a little bit. I post a lot of photos of my art on Facebook pages and Instagram and so on. And a lot of times people ask me to please share a video of how I create my pours. Generally, I can't do that because I teach all of these techniques at my local art school. And of course, people pay good money to learn from me. And I can't go posting free stuff online. But I recently learned that you can buy these bookmark blanks on Amazon and pour on them and make these fabulous little bookmarks. Here's one. A little ocean bookmark, and a little pink one. And they're super cool and super easy to make. And I'd just like to say, I learned this from a woman who posted on Facebook. Her name is Jolene. She posted a photograph, and then she explained where she bought the bookmark blanks on Amazon. And so I went, and I got some immediately, of course, and tried this myself, and I thought I might as well just share this because I'm never going to create an entire lesson around just bookmarks at the school, but I can do it here instead. And as you can see, they turn out so great. Even the backs are, oops, which is the back? That's the back. They have this sort of screen protector peely off stuff on them on both sides of the bookmark. So what I do is I peel off one side and paint, and then when it's dry, I peel off the back, and it cleans all those fingerprints, all those drips right off the back. And wow, it's so easy. And then the front, I would just spray. I haven't done it yet, but I will be just spraying a light coat of this on the front of them to make them adhere properly to the plastic and protect them from chipping and cracking, I suppose. Just in case. I don't think you have to, but if you're going to be, like, I'm going to put these out at my craft fairs that I do. I'm going to put them in a little container and sell them maybe for $2 or something. So, I don't want people to have the paint crack off while they're using them. There's a lot of these types of clear gloss out there. This is the one I use, Rust-Oleum clear gloss. I'm in Canada. I get this at Canadian Tire. That's about $10. But there's a lot of different spray gloss varnishes that you can use. And like I said, you don't even really have to, because acrylic paint is quite durable on its own. So Jolene found these great blanks on Facebook, and these come in a set of 30, and they come with the tassels in a little box like this, and the tassels as well. There's a bunch of different color tassels. Did I show you the pink one? Yeah. So, yeah, I thought this is going to be fun. And I'm going to show you how I do it. First of all, the paints that I use are a variety of acrylic paints, and I generally mix them with Floetrol, American Floetrol, and water. And that's more or less 3 parts Floetrol to 1 part water is my medium mix that I then mix with my acrylic paints to make them fluid. And any kind of acrylic paint will work. You just need to keep mixing in the medium and maybe a little extra water until you get a flowing consistency. And for this technique, you could even add just water. It's not that important, so long as your paints are fluid enough to run across the bookmarks, and I'll show you in a minute. So for example, if you're using one of these bottles, you would fill the Floetrol to the 6 mark and then just top it up with water to the 8-ounce mark and shake it up really well, and that would be your medium. Lots of other mediums out there. This is the one I use, generally speaking. Depends on the technique, but yeah, this one more than anything. For the Dutch pour, I use just water. For certain other things, I might use a glue. But yes, for this one, I'm just going to use my usual mix of Floetrol and water with the paint. And what I do is I stir up these in yogurt tubs. I stir up my paints in bulk because I use so many in yogurt tubs, all ready to go. Floetrol tends to make these chunky, goobery things over time. It's just the way Floetrol is. So I always pour from my tub into a bottle, put a piece of nylon on top with an elastic band, and these are really messed up. I'm a messy, messy artist. So this strains it automatically when I pour it out. And I'm going to pour directly from these. If I was teaching a class, I would get people to pour and mix into little cups. But this is what I'm going to use because I'm in my own studio and I'm working by myself. So I do have all of my ocean colors mixed up. Juice bottles, Floetrol bottles, old paint bottles work really well, but they all have the nylon on top to strain those Floetrol goobers out. So I have a primary blue, I have a navy blue, which I've mixed up with primary and black. I have an aqua green, which is just the Artist Loft brand, which is also the gold. I have a turquoise, which is this one, but there's also an Artist Loft that I use. And I use a variety of different paints. They all work great. So yeah, and did I show you the gold? This is my messed up gold. So yeah, those are the paints I'm going to be pouring with, and I'm going to bring the camera down so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I just have this, what is it? Some kind of cooling rack that I have used for, I don't know what, in the past. I think my mother used to use it to cool cookies on, actually, but then, as you can see, I've used it for some painting thing. Anyway, I found it in my back room, and I thought, oh, this will work great for these bookmarks, to sort of suspend them and let the paint run down while I'm painting on them. This one, I think I've already peeled off one side, and I'm leaving the other side, I'm leaving that protector film on the back so that I can peel that off later and get all my fingerprints and drips off. This one, I'll show you what I mean. Sometimes it's a little hard to get your fingernail under there, but just keep working at it on the corner there, and you can push it up and peel that right off. Just the one side. And then what I do, just to make my life easier afterwards, is I just nudge the corner on the other side. Just nudge it so that it's ready to go later. I don't know. I just thought, you know, like if the paint makes a seal around the edge and I'm struggling, I'll just nudge it up a little bit on the side, ready to go later. So that's the bottom, and I'm going to paint on this side. And then this one as well. I'm doing 3 at once because, again, I don't know, it just feels like a good number. I can kind of line them up and do 3 at once. I could do more, but it just feels like the right number. Okay, I'm just going to nudge that with my fingernail, ready to go later. Okay. I'm going to put them right up against each other, and then when I'm finished, I'm gonna push them apart like that. So I just have this little plastic palette knife, but I also have this, could work, a skewer could work, a popsicle stick, pretty much anything. Oh, and I also have my straw. I'm gonna blow sort of like I do for my regular ocean pour. I'm gonna demonstrate the ocean one. Even if really the pink one I did the same way. I made it like a pink ocean. As you can see, I just drizzled on the paints and then blew them with a straw. And, oh, I didn't get my white. What white am I going to use? I think I'll just use a bit of this right here. So I have a tub of white, and I only want a tiny bit of the white. So I'm actually going to just take it on a skewer and let it sort of drizzle on. I'm not going to pour it from a jug because I only want a little bit of that. Okay, so I'm just going to start from the top with my navy blue. and just pour it on there. And you don't have to cover it all because it's going to move around once you start blowing with the straw anyway. And you could really do like all sorts of techniques on here. You could even take a hairdryer to it. You could just do a swipe. A swipe would be cool. I think I'm going to try that at some point. But this one right now, this is the simplest. This is what I found to be the simplest thing. I'm just overlapping a little bit. My turquoise is a bit thin for some reason. There. Aqua. You can use any colors you want. And then a little bit of gold from my beach. Okay, there's that. Okay. And then a tiny bit of white around for the waves. Okay. Then I take my straw, and every time I blow in a straw that's plastic especially, I tap out the condensation because I don't want it dripping on my art. And just blow. Making sure to cover all of the plastic that is exposed. Okay, and I got a bubble here I'm going to pop. No, doesn't want to pop. Okay, I'll just blow it off then. There we go. So that's the preliminary thing that I do, and then I'm just going to nudge these apart and then just have a look at them and see if I want to adjust at all. And I do want to grab toothpick, and I'm just going to poke these holes. Oh, the others are fine. Okay, there's quite a lot of paint on here, so I'm going to just blow some off the edges and just play around with it a little bit. I'll just lift these up so you can see a bit better. Actually, they're fine the way they are. I wouldn't even need to adjust them. They will take a little while to dry because the paint is thick. Yeah, I think they're fine the way they are. So they're going to dry for a while. My studio is quite cold, so they need a day at least to dry. And then I would give them a couple of days or more before I spray varnish them. If it was a painting, I would, I'd wait weeks before varnishing. Not sure. I'll think about that. But at least a few days or maybe a week before I spray them. But like I said, you don't even have to spray them. Okay, and I don't have, do I have a dry one I can show? 1 second, I'll go check. One here that I did yesterday, and it's almost dry. Not quite. So I'm just going to show you how I peel the back. So this is the front. It's pretty much dry, but not quite. And this is the back. And as you can see, there's drips along the side and everything. But here's that little spot that I nudged up ready to go. And if I just pull that off, it takes all the stuff off the back. It's so great. That's the front, and that's the back. So I'm just going to lie that down because it's not quite dry. This one is dry, and oh, did I peel the back on that one? I think I did. Okay. So then you just take your little tassel and thread it through the hole. Thread it through the hole. No, I don't want to drop this on my wet paint down here. I'm going to be all mad at myself if I do that. So thread it through the hole. Right. I mean, that's not rocket science, right? Thread it through. And there you have your ocean bookmark. How cool is that? So thanks, Jolene, for the idea. And I'll put her name and the Amazon link in my description. Thank you for joining me for my little bookmark tutorial. If you're interested in seeing more of what I do, of course, on my YouTube channel, there's a whole bunch of promo videos for the classes that I teach. But also, if you go to my Facebook page, Bluebird Valley Art, or my Instagram, Bluebird Valley Art, you will see all kinds of techniques that I teach and sell. So thank you very much for joining me, and for now I'll say goodbye and happy pouring.